Hi there, you're at the stellar Wyckoff analysis session, so let's quickly take a look at the charts and see what are they telling us. Here, in the weekly chart, last week we talked about, hey, is it a last point of supply or is it heading for an upthrust? As of this moment in time, even though with this very crazy bar upwards, it seems like it's losing steam a bit when it gets to this point over the past 3 weeks. Unfortunately, even though the price is high, it looks like we can only put a tag of last point of supply as of this moment. However, I'll still keep the upthrust tag over here because the price may rebound from somewhere near the purple line. That's the where the automatic reaction during December last year was, and also the LPSY during Feb, plus another LPSY in May. So hopefully it will get a rebound. By then we can assess whether that would be the case. The good thing temporarily is that here the volume, the red volumes are declining. That may be a good sign. When we get to the daily chart, we'll look at something else and see whether that's a price squeeze is coming on. So here, while we hope for the upthrust, it's slightly pessimistic. Let's put it this way, slightly because of the declining selling volume. Hopefully it will get a rebound and reclaim the green line. That's the immediate or the first line of resistance, that's around 44 cents, and eventually go up and test the second line of resistance at around 56 cents. The first line of support, that's 33 cents roughly, 34 cents. Second line of support, 27 cents. And third line of support, around 20 cents, 20 cents. So that's the big picture. After an LPSY, it may come down for another low or test one of the supports. However, if it is only just an adjustment before the upthrust, then these lines will just be some barriers to go through. If the demand is high enough, they won't matter. So, in the daily chart, last Tuesday, we say, okay, it has probably reached a point of second test, and indeed it had. So the buying climax was there, the automatic reaction that came down from the buying climax was there, and then it climbed to the second test, and we also put in this text saying, okay, so if it's after the second test, then maybe there's a chance we'll see a sign of weakness, and that indeed was shown on Thursday. So things happen very quickly in a daily chart. So within or between two sessions, or like these live sessions, 2 or even 3 stages can happen. And actually a third stage that happened was the last point of supply right here. Just happened on Sunday. So as of now, well, I shouldn't take out this yet because right now we're at potentially another sign of weakness. So hopefully, if it comes up and retests this first yellow line at around 44 cents and go up to test the 50 cents line, then that would be an upthrust scenario. Let's say second test first. We don't know whether it would go above the yellow line. Is the second test, is it a new second test coming, or so that's scenario 1. I want to make it clear. If it finds a sign of weakness, it may be right at this cross we're seeing right now, and then rebound to a new or another peak. Then that's the new second test. If it doesn't, if it ends at this level at around 44 cents, that's another LPSY, and then eventually come down. That's scenario 2. Scenario 3, this isn't an SOW at all. This is not the case. and the price just comes down to test this first line of support at 35 cents. This line is extended by referencing these peaks over here and these tails of the candles. So this is the box, what I call the short-term playground zone. This was the range back in November 24 to February 25th. That was the trading range, and we have been in here since July 12th. So that's a very solid bottom, I would say, for the short term. But longer term, it can go lower to where the white line is. The white line is around 27 cents. If the price really dies down from this buying climax and come down from there to a new accumulation. So let me take or shorten this blue box, because that was the declining trend back in the period of February all the way to July. So that has completed, even though there's a chance that when the price comes down, it may hit the top edge of this box and bounce a little before it tests the white line. But the key reference I would take is this white line as the so if this is the first support at 35 or 40 cents, this is the second line of support at around 36 cents, and eventually there's 27 cents is the third line of support. So remember, I talked about the scenarios. Expect there are, if like in the weekly, it's going to continue to come down to get to another sign of weakness. If that's the case, then in the daily, that will come down. We won't see this sign of weakness that quickly. So it will test the lower point, and maybe the sign of weakness will end up somewhere here. If we are fortunate enough in the weekly that we have a rebound, maybe at the purple line, and then come up to test an upthrust of the distribution or a new second test, let's put it this way. It may not go past the buying climax. So let's say it's a second test first, be more conservative at the moment. If it is really coming back for a second test, then what we can see from here would be like a rebound and come to this level as well. So that's where the second test will end up to be. I just want to quickly check one more thing with the Keltner squeeze. So this Keltner squeeze, if you're new to it, let me switch off the drawing so it will be easier to see. Whenever the orange brackets the purple, see here, right? There will be a big price move. That time during early July, it was an upward movement, but it doesn't only signal upward, it signals downward as well. So look at what happens here. The orange brackets the purple, and there were huge price move downwards. So as of this moment, it looks like the purple lines are gathering together, and if this is like a downward flag, if you're into candlestick patterns analysis, that's a bullish trend. So if the squeeze really happen in the next week or so, there may be a chance that it will break above this yellow support line and come test this buying climax level at 50 cents. Let's see whether it would happen so precisely like all the charts and patterns textbook tells us. So I'll keep this flag here just at this level. So next week when we come back, we will remember we have talked about this, and I'll close the Keltner squeeze for now. Let's see what it looks like when we come back next week. Thanks for joining me. I'll have a new session today.